all right, so I met this guy in a wheelchair, right? And I go over to him and he's like, hey, I got something to ask you. So I mosey on down by this wheelchair guy and I'm like, what's up? And he's like, hey, what do you think of this jacket? And it's a camouflage jacket. You know, I'm not a big camo fan, but, you know, I don't want to hurt the guy's feelings. So I say, hey, yeah, I like that jacket. It's pretty cool. So he gives me a weird look and he's like, I don't believe this guy. Do you really think this jacket looks good on me? And I'm like, dude, yeah, this totally looks good on you. He's like, dude, I don't believe you. So I'm like, all right, personally, the jacket's not for me, but it looks good on you. And then he tells me to get down on one knee, look him straight in the eyes because, you know, he's in a wheelchair and he can't stand up. So I look him dead in the eye and I'm like, dude, this freaking jacket, you're rocking it. And then he looks at me for a second. He's taking his time and he's like, all right, you know what? I believe you. Thank you so much. I made the guy's day. I made him feel good about himself. He thinks he looks good in this jacket. I potentially made a new paraplegic friend. Everyone moves on. So I go on with my day. He rolls his way out of the room. I'm packing all my things up, patting my pockets. Do I got my phone? Yep. Do I have my wallet? I don't have my wallet. Where the heck's my wallet? I'm looking everywhere for my wallet, and then I realize when I got down on one knee and told that guy he looked good in that jacket, you know what? He stole my wallet. That wheelchair dude stole my wallet. So I burst out of the freaking room and he's gone. He's nowhere to be seen. And all I can do is yell out, you can hide, but you can't run. That's a joke. Because he has a camouflage jacket. So he's hiding, but he can't run
Yep, no,
because
thank you.
boom,
Thank you
you
for
can't move your
thank you
legs.
for explaining that, Matt.
That's the intro.
That is the intro. Matt, oh Jesus Christ, we are live, and we're double digits, Matt. This is episode 10.
Nips are hard, so
I, well, okay. Um, all right. Welcome on into episode 10 of the Brown Mamba Show. I am your host, Casey Brown, joined as always
oh
by
man.
my co-host, the very unfunny Matt Mamba. Matt, how you doing today, bud?
Yeah, Netflix special comes out next year, so joke's on you.
Oh, did they pay you like $20 million to have a very adequate stand-up special like everybody else?
No, I'm actually a male, so I'm not getting that Amy Schumer money.
Mm,
So
that's fair. You can
turns
change
out
that
I get
though.
underpaid for being unfunny, unlike her. You know, it's ridiculous.
All right. So Matt, since the last time we talked, I don't know if anything new with you, anything fun and exciting.
I got another Nintendo Wii because my old one broke, so I've been playing Wii bowling a lot. And let me just say, once you learn how to bowl in Nintendo Wii, it doesn't go away. I'm a freaking monster.
It's like riding a
That's a
bike.
heck yeah, dude.
Um, with Nintendo, what else you playing on that? I know not Wii Fitness, but what else? Um,
On the Wii, oh man, Mario Kart Wii is a good time. Let's
uh-huh.
see what else. I'm trying to think.
Is it the same
Uh,
Mario Kart Wii where you got violently mad at your mother?
no, that was Mario Party for the GameCube. She
Oh,
stole over 200 coins. All right, she deserved it.
okay.
What's
uh,
new with you, sir?
um,
Sir, in the White Sox jersey and Cleveland State hat.
it's Michael Jordan's jersey. Um,
That did.
but nothing. I'm becoming an adult here and there. I get my first big boy paycheck tomorrow, and
Ooh,
and
that's
today
hot.
and today I came home with a packet about insurance plans for health insurance.
Ugh.
So yeah, it's really fun
Yeah,
and exciting stuff coming into the Brown household today. So
dang, he made me look stupid. He's like, I got big boy paycheck and health insurance, and I'm like, I got another Wii.
oh, there's nothing wrong with that. In my cupboard right there, from top to bottom is a PlayStation 2 and a Nintendo 64, and then a Game Boy Advance. So
Oof.
ain't nothing wrong with playing the old days. I got my PS3 right there. So
Oh, okay. You didn't.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
PlayStation 3. What the heck?
See, I used to have an Xbox 360, and for some reason I sold that. But I was like, well, now I have like a PlayStation account, so might as well just play all the old games that I never played. So
Yeah. I mean, it's a Blu-ray player. That's
I
that's
mostly
what a
bought it
PlayStation
for.
3 is.
Oh, we can talk about this. This is a new topic that we just brought up. I mostly bought my PlayStation for PlayStation 3 to play college football, NCAA college football.
Ah,
And
yeah.
since we've last spoke, college football players are now able to be paid for their likeness in a
This is
way that
beautiful.
represents the university or something weird that they word like that. So that kind of makes me afraid that it's going to be very strict on how they're paid
Right.
how they're able to make money off their likeness. But I'm
Hmm.
really excited for NCAA football to come back, and hopefully NCAA baseball and March Madness. Um,
Oof. Oh, March Madness games. We haven't had those in over a decade, probably.
I think
Ugh, burp.
I think the last March Madness game was like 2008, and same with NCAA
I'm
baseball.
pretty sure the last March Madness game had Kevin Durant with the Texas Longhorns on the cover, or
March
either that or Kevin
Madness,
Love.
EA Sports. Oh, the Kevin Love.
I'm pretty sure it was Kevin Love, and I remember Kevin Durant was on the cover of one.
NCAA basketball 2010,
Who
which
was on the
had Blake
cover?
Griffin.
Blake Griffin on Oklahoma. Yeah.
All right, it went Blake Griffin. '09 was Kevin Love. '08 was Kevin Durant.
Hmm.
Adam Morrison was '07. Yeah, that played out.
Adam, NBA champion Adam Morrison,
That played
might
out
I
really
add.
well. But he's
NBA
an
champ.
NBA champion.
Yeah, he was with he beat the Celtics in the 2010 NBA Finals. So
I
that's
don't
fun.
think that finals happened. That's the weird thing.
Oh, I think
Uh,
it did. I remember Ron
Raymond
Artest hitting that
Felton.
dagger.
Uh,
Oh, I remember him from North Carolina. He
Amika
was bad.
Okafor. Man, these are
Oh,
some
what a
names.
monster. What a monster.
Carmelo Anthony, another washed-up player.
Okay. All right.
All right. But yeah, no. So I think that's a good thing for the NCAA.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
You know, it's great what lawmakers can do once in a while and finally make like something good in this country happen. Uh,
That's true.
when California lawmakers kind of just like force the NCAA's hand to, make sure every player gets paid and it doesn't get lopsided in California. So that was a really cool thing that happened. It's going to be interesting how that plays out. It's going to be interesting to see like what agents happen and something. I bet
Oh,
the
I'm sure it'll be just fine and
Yeah, I'm
smooth.
sure it'll go
Nothing
smooth.
wrong.
No, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna bet that the NCAA is gonna players allowed to have agents, but they have to be like school sanctioned agents or something like that. Like
Mhm.
they have to work for the school or something like that, or work for the NCAA. I doubt there's
Yeah.
gonna be like a independent contractor or whoever, independent agent who could
Mhm.
represent these players. So that'd be an interesting thing to find out. But I'm excited for NCAA football to come back. Hopefully they come back in 2020, but probably 2021. But I will legitimately pay $350 for a new for a new football and NCAA baseball game for new two that set of two. I would legitimately pay three hundred and
Oh,
fifty
okay.
dollars
Set of
for
two. So that's only an inflation of about
175.
that's math. I'm a film student. I don't know anything.
I'm a marketing major. I eat glue. No, I may pay $300 just for an NCAA football game. I need
Oh
those
shoot.
back in my life. But yeah, that's a cool thing to happen. But yeah, Matt. Since we last talked, I recorded the first Brown show, and
Yes, I tuned in.
that went
It was the best episode out of everything we've done.
it went somewhat smooth. Um, I forgot what I talked about. I talked about
I remember you talked about Game 6 of the World Series because it was
Yeah,
before
and
Game
I was
7.
recording Game 7. I talked about how bad umps and refs are in the
Yeah.
NFL, NBA, which is,
Hmm.
or I'm sorry, the NFL and MLB, which is really weird because growing up, it was always like, oh, the NBA has the worst refs, and out of all the sports, it seems like the NBA ref have kind of like settled down and finally done their job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we don't get the controversy that we get anymore out of the NBA refs like we do.
I mean,
Uh,
there's no avoiding
well,
controversy in postseason play. You're going to get it
Yeah,
regardless.
exactly. But like not as bad as what MLB and NFL referees, especially
Yeah.
NFL right now.
Hmm.
What
Uh,
else? What else did I talk about? Oh,
umps were terrible in the World Series.
they
Holy
were
cow.
horrible. It's obvious they wanted the Astros to win.
Yeah.
Like I said in the Brown show and everything. It's like if it, I hate players blaming umps and refs and everything because it's only one small part of the game.
Right.
Man, that was like a really big part of the entire series was how lopsided that those calls were. But Game 7 was bad. Game 6 and Game 7 were bad for both sides.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like neither call was going either team's way when it came to
I'm
like
down
calling.
for equal bad calling. As long I'd take consistency over just consistent terribleness over like a better called game, but for only one team. You know.
I am too, but what I don't like is it's now starting to force Rob Manfred's hand into making robot umps, and I hate the idea of robot umps because I still like the human element of an MLB umpire. I think it adds to the game. Just like
Hmm.
it's a nice little vintage thing that adds to the game, and it makes baseball its kind of
Vintage,
own.
dude. Everyone, all the sports have human
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
officials.
You're right, but I feel like no ref has the impact, no official has the impact on a sport like the ump does.
Right.
And to take that away, I feel it just makes it kind of makes baseball its own thing. And also, I don't think we need robot umps because I don't think people realize how good MLB umpires are. There's just a few that make
Yeah.
them really bad. Like there's some MLB umpires when you kind of look at balls and strike charts, and you'll see like all these guys have like a 98, 95, 90, 100%
Yeah.
accuracy, and you're just like, it's one of the most bizarre talents a person can have is being able to say, oh hey, that 95-mile-per-hour fastball, yeah, that's a strike or a ball
Right.
when it's that close. So
It's freaking like I'm just trying to get into the head. It's like, and that point of view they have is so weird to me. But I'm sure they
yeah,
get used to it. But
like
that's freaking. It's wild.
you'd
I'd
all
probably be awful.
you'd always think, because like this is how I've done like when I coach scrimmages and stuff like that for like my teams
Mhm.
before. Like when I've coached, I just stand behind the pitcher and call balls and strikes. I don't stand behind the catcher. I don't understand why they don't do that, but I'm not complaining.
Right.
I just like how it adds. What else did I talk about though? I talked about UFC, Matt.
Oh,
Your favorite topic.
yes,
I'll quickly talk.
yes.
I'll quickly talk about the event. Two things. One, it sucked how it ended. But for Nate Diaz to lose in the BMF fight and then continue to complain that he lost like he does after every single loss that he ever has, that's not very BMF of him. It's very whiny. And this is a guy who I really like, Nate Diaz. Number two, they need to stop having fights at Madison Square Garden. I get it's probably the most popular arena in sports. I'm
Number
going to
two.
this is the only I get it, that's the most popular arena in sports, but the New York Commission is hot garbage. Their refs are garbage, their judges are garbage, and yeah, I'm not happy about it, but you know.
I'm not happy that you're not happy.
Oh, thank you, Matt. All right, Matt. Let's get into our first topic here.
Sure,
I don't have the Google Doc open and I can't
I
see it.
do. It's abortion. Are you for it or against it?
Oh,
Oh, we took that out. Never mind. I'm
no,
sorry.
we did
Oops.
take that out.
Well, that's an
Um,
oopsie.
all right. So, Matt, I have a problem with this newest Joker movie.
Yeah, you told me you had a problem with it, and you went from the whenever we talked about it on the show, you applauded Joaquin Phoenix's performance. You thought it was an incredible movie,
Mm-hmm.
and you told me that now you cannot watch the movie.
I
So,
thought it was a close to flawless movie.
right.
I went to go see it again with my dad because he wanted to go see it. So this is my
Okay.
second time watching it, and he really enjoyed it. He thought it was
Yeah.
incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching it again. I'm watching the part where the three guys mug him on the subway, and he
All
shoots
right.
them. And
Yes.
he has a 5-shot revolver. Matt shoots one in the head, shoots him twice, and then he shoots the guy running away twice, and then he shoots him 3 more times. That's eight
We're up to
shots.
8.
That's 8 shots out of a 5-shot revolver. Literally an unwatchable movie.
Okay. All right.
Unwatchable.
Yeah, okay. That's okay. All right. I was like scratching my head since the time I saw that. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, no,
We got a
I rewatched.
we got a continuity policeman right here.
I rewatched it again, and I kind of appreciated how good it was the second time. Like
Dear
you always
God.
get your first watch, and
Yeah.
you get your immediate, oh, that was good or bad.
Mhm.
The second watch, I just got a full appreciation of just how good.
Yeah, this is the kind of movie where it's like you get to rewatch it and know where it's going, and you're like, and you see all these little things that foreshadowed how the story was going to go, and
Hmm.
you're like, oh, I know, he's going to be the
Right.
Joker, baby.
Right, and like so, like I caught it the first time I watched it, but like when he was laughing in the comedy club and he's like half a second behind, stuff like
Yes,
that,
that's my favorite scene.
like you watch it and you kind of you observe it, you know what's happening,
Yes,
you observe that he's laughing a half second behind, but it doesn't really stick with you. Stuff
it's
like
so
that.
funny.
But you watch it again, and like you watch him like laugh, and he doesn't really know why he's laughing. He just knows that it's funny, kind of stuff like that.
Mhm.
I saw in his notebook this second time when he was watching that comic. He had written down sex jokes are funny. Like he didn't write down any sex jokes. He just said sex jokes are funny for future
Right.
reference. Like notes like that. The only time that he was able to control his uncontrollable laughter when he was walking out of the clown shop after the guys were picking on the midget. It kind of like just small
Mm.
details like that. I'm sorry, little person. Small details like that. um, small details like that. Like I just got a full appreciation of my second watch through. Yeah, no, I that movie's incredible. Um, I do have a question for you. Do you
I
think
got a
he?
cat.
Oh boy. Um,
I.
that's a
I.
floofer.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, go.
do you think he killed the? I can't think of her name.
The black lady.
Yeah, his wannabe girlfriend.
All right, so I'm gonna say this. I saw later that the cinematographer for this movie confirmed whether or not they killed the girl, which I hate.
Oh,
Because it's like, can you at least give it a few? Can you at least give it until the Blu-ray release before you start saying junk like that? Because it just kind of kills the
yeah. Can you wait till the
rewatchability.
inevitable sequel?
And this is the kind of movie that's like a lot of it's up for interpretation. So
Mm-hmm.
the more you give away, the less of impact this movie's gonna have with me.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but going into it, I at first I thought she did or he didn't kill her, but then as the movie went on, I started going back to that scene. I'm like, wait, he actually killed her, and I'm blanking on what the cinematographer said, whether or not uh, he killed. But I'm not gonna look it up. I'm not gonna tell you because
Okay.
it's stupid
Good.
that he would bring that up.
Good. Okay. So from what I gathered is when they did shoot that film, or when they shot that film, yes, they shot the entire film. When they
Yeah.
did shoot that scene, the scene right after it is him sitting in his room with the ambulance sirens going on, and that's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of like a symbol of oh yeah, he did kill him, but
Yeah.
I don't think he did because he wouldn't have gotten away with it because a police and ambulance are showing up to the same apartment where he just murdered people. I don't think he would have gotten away with that. People would have. There would have definitely been people knocking on the doors,
Right.
especially when he was already.
We don't see him walking out of the apartment, so we don't see neighbor reactions to him leaving. I
Right,
think.
especially when he's already being investigated by the police.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't think he killed them. But my first watch through, I was like, he killed them. But
Yeah.
uh,
I'm looking forward to rewatching that movie eventually, probably when it comes out on Blu-ray.
mhm,
But it was a good time. It was probably one of my favorite movies I've seen in a while.
mhm. All right, Matt. So that kind of leads me into my hot take, and
Ooh, this is probably.
This is about Heath Ledger's Dark Knight Rises Joker.
Oh, it's
Oh, I'm sorry.
non-existent.
I'm sorry. Dark Knight.
There you go.
I don't know why I put Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, that's okay. All right.
All right.
Boom.
All right. So this is
Oh,
my hot take.
this dude is gonna say some dumb junk right now. All
So
right.
today, I was talking with a buddy while we're just playing some video games, and we're quoting the Joker. We're quoting Heath Ledger's Joker,
All right.
and it got me to thinking. Heath Ledger played an impeccable Joker.
All right. He's building him up so he can tear him down shortly, folks.
I think half the reason everybody thinks the Joker is so good is because how just amazing that writing is. I don't think it's all Heath Ledger. I that his dialogue is incredible. Do you
Okay.
disagree?
No, I don't disagree. The dialogue is incredible.
So you
I don't. I don't disagree with you that the dialogue is incredible. It's some incredible dialogue.
if he had I'm not going to say average dialogue because no one can excel on average dialogue, but if he only had good dialogue, people wouldn't revere him as good as they do.
Yeah. And you know what else?
What?
Kobe Bryant wouldn't be a very
Oh
good
my
basketball
god.
player if he didn't have that great turnaround, unblockable jumper. All right, why are we taking him down on something he excels in? All right, and I'll also note if you watch a lot of the special features, Christopher Nolan because I watched the commentary because I've seen the movie a million times. All right, and I watched the commentary with Christopher Nolan talking. Anytime there's a Joker scene, there's a 90% chance Christopher Nolan's like, "Oh yeah, Heath Ledger helped me write some of that." So a lot of that was on Heath. All right, so give the man some respect.
So that a lot of that was either pre-written or ad-libbed by Heath Ledger, is what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying a lot of the dialogue for the Joker wasn't written before Heath Ledger got cast, and while he got cast, that it helped Christopher Nolan write the character better, and I think Heath Ledger helped Nolan with a lot of the lines. It's like, all right, Heath, what do you think what do you think the Joker would be doing in this scene? And then Heath would be like, all right, I'm in the mind of the Joker right now. I'm about a month away from killing myself. This is what I think he's gonna do, right? And Heath Ledger, he freaking dove into that role, and he freaking immersed his mind, and he wrote a lot of the, I'm not going to say he wrote a lot of the dialogue, because technically he didn't, but he helped influence it, I'll say.
Okay. All right, you're starting to sway me back
Boom!
to the light. I don't know, it's just like, so part of it is like, yeah, Heath's incredible. Like when he's talking to Dent, he's like, I'm a dog chasing cars. And then he switches his inflection really quick. He's like, "Oh, what do I do if I caught one?" He's like, I just do things. Like he just switches those inflections back and forth. He paces his timing, stuff like that. It's like, all right, yeah, that's all Ledger. He's incredible at acting. Don't get me wrong, but like some of the quotes, like when he's telling Batman like why he uses a knife, and then the final parts like. In their dying moments, people show you who they really are. Do you want to know which ones are cowards? It's like that's all the dialogue right there. That is just some of the best dialogue.
But in that scene, that's where he's talking to the police officer. He's like, how many of your friends have I killed? And then he's like, I forget what he says. He's like, and you killed 6 of my friends. And then the Joker's like, 6. That was so great. Oh man!
You let 5 people die, and then you let them take your place. It's like, oh,
even a guy like me, that's cold.
Yeah, okay, you're starting to swing me back a little bit, but really? I don't know, dude. I think a huge part of Ledger's Joker isn't just Ledger,
sure.
but it's that dialogue. Yeah. I'm reading some of these right now. And it's incredible how good this dialogue is.
There's been a bunch of like animated takes of the Joker after the Dark Knight, because DC pumps out freaking animated Batman movies, and there's a lot of them where they try to act like that Heath Ledger Joker, and it's just not the same, because one, it's not Heath Ledger doing it, and two, it's like the dialogue is nowhere near where it was in the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, you can get someone who's basically clinically insane to play the Joker, but you can't get that writing that movie had. All right. Well, I've
seen that movie probably 150 times, man. It's one of my favorite movies.
I'm not up there. I've probably seen that movie like 20, 30 times.
It's so good.
It might be one of the best movies I've ever watched. Not just best superhero movies. It might be one of the best.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's so good. All right, Matt. Let's move into some sports.
Spots.
Last time we talked, the Nationals won the World Series. That was really cool to see.
Yes.
First time they won it in their franchise history. I'm a big like bring back the Expos guy, so it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks that the Nationals are the Expos franchise that won it and everything. But I don't know. I really like this Nationals team. Everybody on that team is just so likable. From top to bottom of that lineup, rotation and bullpen, like none of those guys, all those guys are really fun to watch. Having Yan Gomes on the team really made it easy to root for them.
Oh yeah.
And it also was nice to see just the Astros get beat, especially upset in the way that they did.
Yes.
Because I really like the Astros going into this, and then they just got really annoying and really just unbearable these past couple seasons. And I don't. It was nice watching them get beat. But now that the World Series is done, free agency starts up, and I don't know if you have any big signings that you can think of. Personally, for the Indians, I can't wait for them to let me down this year.
I can't wait for them to sign nobody, and then a month before the season starts, they're like, "All right, Kipnis, get back over here. All right, you guys happy?"
Yeah. So, like, if they bring back Jason Kipnis on a very team-friendly contract, I won't have any
Yeah,
problem with that. Jason
I
Kipnis
wouldn't
is still
either.
a guy who might be able to give you 250, 260, and 20, 25 home runs if he stays healthy, which, that's a
Right.
question mark, but that's why you get him on a team-friendly contract.
Yeah.
My thing is they had a shot already to get Marcell Ozuna on their team, and he is the absolute perfect fit for this team. And they
Hmm.
they they absolutely blundered that chance to get him at the first time. They have a good shot to get Marcell Ozuna. They have probably close somewhere between 15 and 25 million dollars to spend this free agency,
Hmm.
and a lot more if they trade Kluber, which they might. Um,
I'm here. Do you buy into all the trading Lindor things coming out?
a little bit. I have
Yeah.
no doubt that they're listening. I don't think they're serious. The only good thing about trading Lindor right now is when
Or
you get about $10 million off your book,
right.
and you also literally get to pick anybody in any single team, farm or on the roster. They
Yeah.
they're I don't think there's one untradeable piece besides maybe a guy like Nolan Arenado or someone like that, who's
Hmm.
still really young. I'd say like Nolan Arenado and probably
I know the Dodgers were in a lot of talks. I don't think they'd give up Bellinger.
If you trade Lindor, Bellinger is a must. And I don't think they
Really.
yes,
I've heard
absolutely.
scenarios where we get heck of prospects and we end up with Corey Seager, who's on his last year of his contract. I'm pretty sure.
So I've heard scenarios where you get Hecka prospects and a guy like Jock Peterson, which
Ugh.
I'm not like a huge Jock Peterson guy, but he would be a nice
No.
get. If you trade
Ugh.
so the Dodgers do want Kluber and Lindor. If you trade Kluber and Lindor, Bellinger's a must.
Oh
Bellinger
yeah.
Bellinger Jock Peterson and just all of their prospects are a must in that case.
And Hyunjin Ryu.
And
All right.
well, I don't know if they're going to give up Hinge and Ryu, but
Don't stick us with Kershaw. All right. I'd rather miss the playoffs than have Kershaw.
I'd like to
Because I
have
know
Clayton
if we're
Kershaw
making
on my team. Clayton Kershaw is the
dude,
best pitcher I've watched in the last 15 years.
what?
Besides maybe Max Scherzer, Clayton
Two
Kershaw.
words for you: Bob Wickman.
That's a fair take. But Bob Wickman hasn't played in like 12 years.
Oh
We're looking
frick!
up Bob Wickman stats here.
Boom. We're
The guy
watching
with
that save.
the
We're
guy with
watching that saves number
with
freaking plummet to zero.
half a finger. Yeah, 12 years. Played in 2007. Look at me. Look at my Bob Wickman
Boom.
knowledge. You're not gonna get that anywhere else, folks, except the Brown Mamba show.
We are the number one rated Bob Wickman accuracy podcast.
um, but yeah, no. When it comes to free agency wise, I don't see the Indians getting anybody. I'd love for them to get Marcell Ozuna, but they're not going
Hmm.
to because they're trash at this whole thing that's called running a franchise.
Oh yeah.
Um, I'd like to see them make some trades. Mookie Betts is a guy who is on the trade
Ooh.
block. They're not going to trade for him because that makes too much sense. I'd like to
Well,
see them try and go.
Austin would ask for a lot for Betts. No.
I don't think so.
What do you
He's
think we would give up for Mookie Betts?
Mookie Betts. Let me look at his contract really quickly. I'm pretty sure he's on the last year of his contract. Um, wow, I did not need his game log for the entire 2019 season. Baseball Reference. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. Earliest free agent is he's 21, so he has 2 years left on his contract. He is coming off
Hmm.
of a 5-war season, a 6-war season. I'm sorry, which very good.
Hmm.
All-Star Gold Glover, 259 or 295 batting average, 391 on base, 524 slugging, and an OPS of 915. 80 RBIs, 29 home runs. So he did have an excellent year,
Oh
but
yeah.
he's what is he? No, he's not 21. What is going? He's 27. Okay,
27.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
27.
Making $20 million this year.
What would the Indians have to give up for Mookie Betts? Well, let's think. What do the Boston Red Sox need? They need a pitcher.
Pitching.
So you could throw a guy like Corey Kluber in there, but I don't know if they're
How old's Kluber? Kluber's in his 30s,
32,
no?
33.
Yeah.
So you can throw a guy like Corey Kluber in there and sweeten the pot a little bit, but I don't know if that helps you too much. You're gonna have to trade.
Kluber's 33.
He's 33. You're gonna have to trade a few of
Yeah.
your prospects. Right now, the untouchable prospect for me is Nolan Jones. He
Mhm.
is a stud third baseman. I've watched him play in the minors a few times. He's much watch.
Oh, a good third baseman. Then they're definitely getting rid of him.
Yes, exactly. Let me look at the Indians prospects right now. Indians prospects.
How about Tristan McKenzie?
Tristan McKenzie is very hit or miss. He's very injury prone, but if he ever gets it together, he is going to be an absolute stud. Um,
What's that dude's name that hit like a million home runs in like a 2 game stretch and everyone freaked out about him?
so we have Eric Hayes, who's really good at hitting, who's been up and down, but he's never been like consistent when he's been up here.
Yeah.
We have Bobby Bradley, who's been, um,
Eh.
eh. I think that
Unstoppable in the minors and underwhelming in the
I
majors.
want to say the guy you're thinking of. Um,
Where's he
he has
at?
a weird name.
Will Benson. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh God, I hate Will Benson. From the time they drafted him, I have just not been a Will Benson fan.
Yeah.
He was one of the guys last year. I was like, this guy is a must trade prospect
Mhm.
because his value is going to tank down, and of course the Indians didn't trade him because
His
once again,
value was high like mid-season, and
yeah, and like
there was talks of him. They're calling him up, and I'm like, really?
no. Granted, he did have a solid year in the minors, but like
Yeah.
I don't want anything with him. Um, but yeah, no, I. So if they were to trade for Mookie Betts, I'd say they'd have to give up Tristan McKenzie, um, and maybe so I'd say Corey Kluber, Tristan McKenzie, and then probably a guy like Ethan Hankins. I could see Daniel
Mhm.
Espinozo, Yu Chain. I'm fine with them trading Yu Chain. I have no faith in Yu Chain
You
whatsoever.
don't.
No. So I could see like yeah, like Tristan McKenzie, Yu Chain, and Corey Kluber for Mookie Betts, and maybe a Boston prospect because that's a little bit of an overpay for Mookie Betts. Um, I don't know. I'd like to see them trade for maybe a couple guys in the Diamondbacks since they're wanting to rebuild, and Keto Marte and David Peralta. I think those two
Mhm.
guys would fit the Indians really well, especially since Lindor is basically gone. Keto Marte can step into your shortstop role. Um, but
Well,
yeah,
don't we have a shortstop prospect that's like solid?
yeah, Tyler Freeman. Tyler Freeman is really
Yes,
solid.
that's his name.
But prospects are prospects.
Right.
That they're a reason they're prospects.
Yes.
Keto Marte had a breakout year this year.
Mhm.
So I'd love to add him. That'd definitely be a huge pay, um, but
What
you
are the
know,
odds the Indians re-sign Puig?
I'd give it a 35% chance that they re-sign Puig.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at. It's
I
like
think
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be super shocked if we did,
mhm.
but I'm not. I'm not counting on Puig being back next year.
I could see the Indians making a really head scratching signing, like re-signing or is getting back Edwin Encarnacion on a 1 year deal or something. Something,
I was. I literally
something,
talked to someone about that. It's
something to
like,
just
what
make
old
me
person are we going to overpay for?
something to just make me just furious that they did. I could definitely see them doing that, and
Oh man.
yeah, as long as they don't trade Lindor to the Yankees, I don't care.
Oh God. Why would you? Because aren't
Nothing.
they moving on from Gregorius?
Yes, nothing would make me question my fandom more, and
Ah.
I am about as diehard as an Indians fan as you can get. Nothing would make me question my fandom more than them trading Lindor to the Yankees.
You see, and I'm a pretty big Lindor fan, so I would like to sort of root for him once he leaves the Indians,
Yes,
and don't do that.
him going
Ah,
to the anywhere else in the Central,
yeah,
the Yankees, the Red Sox, or the
Dodgers.
Astros.
I'm
I could
Dodgers
see him on
too.
the dead. I don't hate the Dodgers.
Ah,
Um,
Dodgers tick me off.
where else? The Phillies because I don't want Bryce Harper to win, and that's about it. I would prefer if they trade him. Well, nope. The Astros have Andrelton Simmons. Um,
Oh yeah.
never mind. But anyways, getting into some of the top free agents. These are just kind of predictions for me. I see Garrett Cole. He signs with the Angels. The Angels just got Mickey
Ooh.
Callaway as their pitching coach, and I'm blanking. Joe Madden as their manager. So maybe they're not wasting Mike Trout's prime. Maybe they still are.
Nah.
They
Don't
probably
count out
still
that.
are. Who else? Anthony Rendon. I think he stays with the Nationals, but they're going to have to pay him a lot of money.
Mhm.
I bet he probably gets like $35 million a year. I bet after this he has the highest salary per year out
Oh yeah,
of any player. Because what's Trout making right now? Let me look here.
it's
That is
gonna be a
not how you
ridiculous
spell
number.
Mike Trout. Um,
He spelled Mike Truck.
oh, I just put a calculator over your face.
Okay,
430 divided by
numbers.
12. Okay, yeah, 35 mil. I bet Rendon's contract is right around there. Um,
Wouldn't surprise me. That dude, I have him as my my MVP pick this year.
yeah, I do too. I can't think of anybody else who would be.
Mhm.
Strasburg, I think he stays as well. I just think the Nationals payroll is going to be ridiculous next year. You'll probably
I
have
mean, I could see him going to the Padres too, because he went to San Diego State, right?
Strasburg. I think he did. You think? Yeah,
Padres are always overpaying for fools.
he's from San Diego, so
Yeah,
I yeah, you're right though. You are right. The Padres do overpay, but
I am right.
they overpay for players who don't deserve it.
Well, Strasburg deserves it, but how old is he? He's probably almost 30. He's 31.
Yeah,
Oh shoot.
yeah. You gotta remember he was an up and coming
Whew.
prospect like years ago. We're getting old.
Yeah.
Um,
Jesus, man.
who else? I could
Zach
see.
Wheeler, he's gonna stay with the Mets, right? Is he still on the Mets? I don't freaking know.
That's the thing. The Mets are in a weird spot right now. They're
Yeah.
I, I don't know what the direction the Mets are going to take. I could see Zach Wheeler going somewhere that will overpay for pitching, like the Padres or the Phillies,
Mm.
or the Angels. I could see him going to the Angels as well. I don't know what the direction the Mets are going to take because they just got Stroman from a trade, but it's
Oh
just like
yeah.
you have like pieces like Pete Alonso and stuff like that, but I
Mhm.
don't know. The Mets are in a weird place. I don't think they re-sign Zach Wheeler. Besides that, guys like Yasmani Grandal, I could see him going to maybe the Braves.
Is he first baseman?
He's a catcher. He was a catcher
Oh yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah,
Brewers.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I could see him going there. Guy like Josh Donaldson, he's probably going to go with the Rangers or maybe if the Nationals don't resign, I could see the Nationals scooping up him. Maybe the Phillies. I'm going to just say the Phillies for everybody because the Phillies are just really committed to signing everybody until they win.
We're
Which,
just looking for big names, folks.
yes. When it comes to Ozuna, I don't think the Cardinals are going to re-sign him, even though he really liked his time in St. Louis.
I don't
The
know. I feel like
Giants,
he'll stay.
the Giants are an interesting choice, and so are the. Why can I not think of who I wanted to say now?
The
Um,
Indians.
the, the Indians are a really good choice, which is why you won't go there. Um, I could see him going to somewhere like the Rays. I think
Mm.
that's an underrated team that could pick up Marcelo Ozuna.
Ugh, I don't
Um,
think anyone wants to go to the Rays
but
right now.
I don't know if the Rays are willing to spend the money that Marcelo Ozuna is going to get. But I don't know. This free agency is going to be interesting. There's a lot of names on there. I'm kind of trying to convince myself that Mike Moustakas is going to be an Indian about 4 years too late. But
That dude always torches us.
yeah, he's still a really solid player, and they just
Yeah.
never.
Was he on the Brewers last year?
Yeah, he was on the Brewers. He hit 38 home runs, I think.
Jesus,
Wait,
man. And
who was
40 of them came against the Indians.
40? Yeah, no, wait. How many home runs?
Cole Hamels hasn't
I'm
retired
sorry,
yet, folks. Dear God.
35. He hit 35 home runs
Jesus.
last year with a 845 on base plus slugging. I hate the
Dude, Cole
Indians.
Hamels is still a thing.
Cole Hamels is
That's
still a thing.
incredible.
Um,
36 years old.
I'm this free agency is going to be fun to watch. Last free agency sucked. Michael
Oh,
Brantley
yeah.
is probably the biggest piece besides Bryce Harper and Manny Machado. Never mind. Um, but no, I'm looking forward to it.
Michael
So,
Brantley.
uh,
I'm looking forward to how the Indians will be underwhelming. Even though we have zero expectations for them to do anything, they will still underwhelm us. It's going to be a good time.
yep, yep.
Jason Kipnis and some 40-year-old. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Why not Jason Kipnis as a 40-year-old?
Boom!
They're going to
Did
sign
we just
Jason
win?
Kipnis from the future.
Did we just announce a tanking?
Mm. All right, so Matt,
Oh,
let's move into some NBA talk. The season started.
ooh,
Your Lakers are looking really good. They're first in the Western Conference. Granted,
yes.
we're like 8 games in, but your Lakers are looking pretty solid. LeBron James and Anthony Davis look like they are just a
Unstoppable.
duo to be reckoned with. Even though I forget which game I was watching, it looked like Anthony Davis was looking like the second coming of Kwame Brown. Um, I forget which game I was just watching. It was just recently. It was like within the last couple days. But besides that, they look really good.
I love my Lakers, and the bench is surprisingly effective. I don't know how long that's going to keep up,
Hmm.
and my computer's frozen right now, so I'm trying to fix that.
Yeah,
But the Lakers,
your camera's frozen. I can still hear you though.
is it?
Hmm.
That's fun. Okay, so am I in an attractive frozen pose?
No, you're about as like blurred and pixelated as you can get. You know those. You know those. Oh, I wonder if Matt just hung up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Brown Show. This is where I talk about how bad Kobe Bryant is. So Kobe Bryant is probably the most overrated NBA superstar of all time. Even Matt agreed with me there.
Hello.
All right, and we're back. Matt, we were
All right,
just talking about how overrated Kobe
tabs
Bryant
open.
was.
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, what? What?
All right, yeah, your Lakers are looking good. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, besides that, there's a few teams I want to talk about. First off is
Sure.
the playoff Suns. They are they are my they are my Detroit Lions of this league.
Oh,
I'm all about the Suns this year, and they don't even have DeAndre Ayton. Or no, I'm sorry. Wait, right? That's the right name. I'm
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the right name.
they don't even have
You
DeAndre
got
Ayton.
it. There you go.
They're
Yeah.
the first ones to beat Philly. Um, yeah, I'm all about the Suns this year.
Wow.
They look good. Here's their wins. Here's their wins. The Kings, the Clippers, the Warriors, the Grizzlies, and the 76ers. That's like at least 2 quality wins.
Um, it's early. All right,
It is.
and it's the
We're
Suns.
8 games in.
So we need to relax, folks.
I don't know. Playoff Suns, playoff Lions. You heard it here first.
Yeah, Devin Booker's your Matt Stafford.
No, Devin Booker is my Calvin Johnson.
Ah, Calvin Johnson. He could still be in the NFL right now, like
He
getting Pro Bowls.
could be. He could be on the Browns right now, and they still
He's only
underutilize
like
them.
4.
Yeah, I think so. Calvin Johnson
Oh man!
is 34. Yeah. Look at you,
Boom! Right
knowing
on the
Calvin
head.
Johnson age.
Bob Wickman, Calvin Johnson. Boom!
They got
This is the best podcast.
they have 20 or they have 19 and a half fingers between them.
Oh boy!
All right. So I do want to apologize to all of our NBA listeners that we have for me alienating you, and I'd like to apologize to you too, Matt.
Oh boy!
I tried to say the Warriors were a 3 seed, um, and
Listen, this was before. All right, this was before Stephen Curry in the hand injury. Okay,
yeah, but
let me
like they
just
look
say.
bad with Steph Curry, and DeAndre's like occasionally playing, or I'm sorry,
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green is occasionally
Draymond
playing
Green.
now,
There you go.
and D'Angelo Russell is like taking a few rest days, and yeah, they're
Oh,
yeah, I yeah
but I tell you what, if the Warriors tank this year, that wouldn't be a bad move because you got Klay Thompson coming back.
yeah
You
might as
you tank for a big man or
yeah.
something or a solid forward. That's a move.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, going into next year, you'd have Steph, Clay, Draymond, a new big man, and maybe some pieces
Mm-hmm.
if they trade D'Angelo Russell. I don't know. Which
Yeah, I mean, even if you keep D'Angelo Russell,
yeah, exactly. I still don't know if what D'Angelo Russell's future on that team is. But yeah, that
he's like a young Lou Williams. It seems like
mm,
he's basically the starter, but you want that momentum coming off the bench.
hmm yeah, I think that's a good comp. I think he's a better player than Lou Williams, but yeah, no, I agree.
Oh, I love Lou Williams though.
I do
Dude's a
too.
monster.
I do too. All right. Also, I want to talk about how fun this new Celtics team is. It, with it's kind of incredible how just not having a flat earther on your team can really improve it.
Having zero championship expectations, I tell you what, this is a fun squad.
You're being sarcastic, right?
They are not title contenders. Do you think this team can win a championship this year?
I think they can get to the championship.
No,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes,
no.
I'm sorry that I have faith in this team with a stacked East.
Okay, Sixers, Bucks, freaking. What's the other team?
That's it.
I am not in
The
NBA
Pacers
mode
are
yet.
going
All
to
right.
overperform, and like the only other good team is like the Heat, and they're not incredible.
Shut up. I'm not in NBA mode. I'm still in NFL mode over here. I'm trying to readjust.
Yeah, me too. But I don't know. Gordon Hayward finally looks back. He just dropped 40 points. Now, granted, it was against the Cavs, but he just dropped 40 points the other night on like 81% shooting, which is absurd. Kemba Walker looks fine. He's still adjusting on a few things. Jason Tatum still looks a little shaky. But like,
they are currently beating the Hornets as we are recording this.
that is the AC contending Hornets. Oh, I'm sorry. They're the 6th seed right now. They're a game and a half back from first place.
Dear
Matt.
God. Terry Rozier is 0 for 4. But that's not breaking news.
That's my backup point guard right there. I don't know. I like the Celtics team. I'm
looking at the roster right now, and it's solid, but I just can't see it. Can't see it.
What I don't like is just still the question mark of big men that they have.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, Robert Williams looks solid, but
yeah, I really like Robert Williams. I think he's going to have a really promising future ahead of him. But just guys like Cantor and Daniel Theus and all of that is I don't know. But they still got guys like Marcus Smart, and he's
have paid Jaylen Brown, so
a lot of money, which I still don't know if I like that or not. But
well, you got him.
All right, and the last team I want to talk about is how kind of another fun team. They are 13th, but they look fun. Is 13th seed. They look fun. The Cavs. I like what the Cavs are doing. Colin Sexton.
Tanking has never been so fun.
I don't know. I like it. Colin Sexton looks like he's finally starting to come into his own a little bit. Darius Garland is having troubles, which I was never a huge fan of Darius Garland of that draft.
Yeah.
Pick. But I don't know. Tristan Thompson looks like he's somewhat okay-ish. He finally got rid of that Kardashian curse. This is his first full season without the Kardashians, I think. So that's a big plus. I don't know. I like what the Cavs are doing in a weird tanking, just god awful product way. And
I'm enjoying Kevin Love not being on a playoff team again, so we can get those ridiculous 26 points, 22 rebound games.
Right.
So that'll be a fun time.
Right, and they still don't have guys like Windler and Kevin Porter. Who I think once they get on this team, that team could do some things. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year, but they could do some.
Brandon Knight, so he will. The Cavs will definitely be on the opposite.
Brandon Knight.
They're going to be on the opposite end of some great highlights this year. Yeah. So that's going to be fun. And Jordan Clarkson still refusing to pass the ball, so that's fun.
Jordan Clarkson is like, he's like a poor man. Dude. He's like a poor man Iman Shumpert, and that's really bad.
I remember when his first year on the Lakers, he looked so promising,
yeah.
And then it's like, you know what? I think I'm good. I'm just gonna stay at this talent level, and I'm like, okay.
All right. So yeah, do you have anything to add for basketball talk? I don't know if you want to gush about your Lakers a little bit, or if
nah, man. Like I said earlier, I've watched 3 Lakers games this year. I like what I see. All right, like it's hard for me. It's hard for me to love this team the way I loved previous Lakers teams, because I knew immediately once we signed LeBron James, all this young talent we had was immediately going to be gone. Right? And I was starting to like this rebuild of Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, Lonzo Ball, D'Angelo Russell, Kuzma. I thought we would have had a really nice team if we stayed focused on not getting the huge stars. Like, if we had that team just built on our young stars, I'd say we were a playoff team.
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram is looking like a beast for the Pelicans this year. But it's probably just because I'm in NFL mode. I'm focused on my Packers right now. But the Lakers look really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, ever since Kobe retired, it's hard for me to love the Lakers the same. But you know what? I'll get there, all right? I'm getting counseling, so we're good.
I'm sure as like a non-brainwashed Cleveland fan, it's hard to like your team if LeBron's on it just because of everything that he brings.
Yeah. Dear God, it's a lot.
Especially with all this China crap going on, which, that's...
Plus all these fake Lakers fans coming to the game that get courtside seats, and they're like, hey, LeBron, can you say Taco Tuesday? And it's like, oh, my God. Can you watch the game?
Yeah.
Ticking me
and
off.
like once the Lakers hit a rough stretch this year, which will be
every LeBron team has a rough stretch where they think, is this the end of LeBron?
It'll be imminent, and LeBron's going to divide the locker room like usual, and he's going to have his crew, and then there's going to be a few guys that are not just like who are hard workers, who are good basketball players, but they just aren't a part of LeBron's crew, and it's just going to make some Lakers fans mad, make some guys in the organization mad, and then it's just going to repeat the cycle of LeBron sitting out 2 months with an injury, and then they're going to just cruise their way into the playoffs this year because I don't think the West is as good, but they're still talented.
You got LeBron and Anthony Davis, so I'm not concerned about missing the playoffs this year.
They're going to make the playoffs this year, but yeah, this year is going to be more of a roller coaster for the Lakers than I think last year, and that's saying something because last year was a huge roller coaster.
Last year was, holy cow! I thought we were at least a 6 or 7 seed, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know.
When's the last time? Before that, when's the last time LeBron missed the playoffs? Like what? 2005?
His second year? Oh my God! It's been a while.
That's absurd.
The last time the Lakers made the playoffs was Dwight Howard's second stint with the Lakers, or first stint with the Lakers.
Dwight Howard looks great.
I know. Holy cow, dude! I just want to imagine like Kobe Bryant's in the tunnel, like just watching him, like, all right, let's see what you got this time. And Dwight's like, I'm doing it, Kobe, I'm doing it. Because like I saw Dwight Howard just made a comment saying Kobe was better than Jordan. I'm like, all right, Kobe's got a gun to your family or something, dude. You got the guilt for how you freaking messed up your last chance with the Lakers. But he looks freaking great.
Yeah,
like he looks like
he doesn't look like the Dwight from the Magic years, but like he looks good. He
looks like a guy that'll get you like 14 points, 8 rebounds a game coming off the bench, which is huge. Because like I wasn't really sold on it being JaVale McGee, Anthony Davis as our big men, but I'm liking Dwight Howard, man. He's bringing me back. All right.
Such a weird team, but I'm all about it.
Yeah. As a Celtics fan, he is all about it, folks.
I don't hate this Lakers. I just hate LeBron. I don't hate this Lakers team.
I'm not a.
I really like what the Lakers
LeBron
did.
fan.
I really like how like their free agency went. Like bringing guys in like Avery Bradley.
We were getting bashed because it's like, oh, you guys thought you were getting Kawhi, now you got no one, and it's like, I'm sorry. The second Kawhi signed with the Clippers, the Lakers were like, bang, 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 bang. Yeah. There's our bench.
Yeah, bringing back guys like Rondo, bringing in Avery Bradley, bringing in Danny Green, guys like. I've said it multiple times, but I love what they did with their free agency. I just don't like one player, and that's it.
Yeah, LeBron annoys me to heck, but he's really good at basketball.
Yeah, he's the greatest player I'll ever watch. He's probably the best player.
What?
He's probably the best player that.
My good sir, have you not seen Andrew Bynum?
No. I didn't think that was going to be the player that
Bob Wickman and Andrew Bynum in one podcast, folks. I don't know what else you want from us.
I didn't think that was the player you're going to pull out, but I'm glad you did. All right, Matt. Since you said you're into NFL, you're in your NFL mode still. Let's get into some NFL talk. I'm going to make
the Browns suck. Holy cow!
Before we talk about the Browns, Matt, I'm going to get you in a really bad mood. Just like the game a few years ago that involved a Hail Mary. The Seahawks once again screwed the Packers.
What?
The Seahawks once again screwed the Packers. They picked Josh Gordon right out under their nose.
I didn't want Josh Gordon.
You didn't want Josh Gordon?
For the Packers?
Yeah.
No, we're good.
Dude.
Adams back.
Okay, one receiver. Congrats.
Alan Lazard. Listen, all right, Geronimo Allison, solid.
Yeah.
Marcus Valdez-Scantling and Aaron Rodgers. I don't think they've been on the same page the entire time he's been a Packer. But they connect for one or two plays every game, and it's a huge play. So I'll take that. Jimmy Graham, he's good for he'll catch it and then immediately get tackled because he can't break a tackle anymore. All right. Who else do we have? Geronimo Allison. It's
You already
cool
said
when
that,
when
yeah.
he's not concussed. He's solid. All right. And and we just dump it to our running backs too. So you know what?
I don't know. I would have liked to see Josh Gordon on that team. I think Josh Gordon lined up.
I wouldn't have hated it, but I didn't really even think of the Packers getting Josh Gordon.
Now a receiving core. They were the next. They were the next waiver wire order after the Seahawks. They would have been.
Really? Do
Yep.
you think they would have pulled the trigger?
Yes, I have no doubt in my mind.
I'm trying to think. Josh Gordon's just like the most not Packer player, other than Antonio Brown.
He is like the most Seahawk player though.
Yeah, I picture Josh Gordon on the Seahawks.
Yeah, and now that the Devil's Lettuce is legal up there, which I hope doesn't
God.
happen because I think he's sober again or something, or I don't. I hope he doesn't.
It's been a few months.
I hope for the best of him. You know, there's a bad taste in my mouth of how like his stint in Cleveland ended and everything, and how like his stint with the Patriots started out. There's still a bad taste in my mouth, but like I hope for the best of him. You know, hope he doesn't get another addiction. But I don't. I would have loved to see him with the Packers. I thought that would have been awesome.
I mean, now I'm thinking about it. It's like, all right, Adams and Gordon. I could get behind it. I haven't seen the Packers offense really needing Josh Gordon.
Now the Seahawks have Lockett, Gordon, and DJ Metcalf.
DK Metcalf. Yep.
That's an awesome receiving core for Russell Wilson.
That's solid. Oh my god, dude! And Russell Wilson's been playing like an MVP.
He's my MVP. Like the only other
for
guy,
right now, yeah.
Only other guy I can think of is Christian McCaffrey.
And it's like, I can't really get behind McCaffrey right now.
Yeah.
Just yet.
If the Panthers go like on a run and McCaffrey's like a huge part of it, which he obviously would be.
Yeah.
Like, they're 5-3 right now. Like.
And they started 0-2 or something, so.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. So I mean, they've been playing solid. I'm not too sure. I mean, they play the Packers this week, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, no. Wilson's my MVP.
Oh, and for right now, this is the day where Antonio Brown yet again went on another rampage, where he decides to tweet something saying he is going. Yeah, Antonio Brown tweeted some junk talking about how the NFL isn't treating him right and hurting his name because he's black. And then he's like, I'm never playing for the NFL again. And I tweeted a little SpongeBob meme of it's like, I'll give him a day. I'll give him 11 minutes. And then literally he deleted that tweet like an hour later. And now he's like, man, I'm just looking forward to getting back on the field. And I'm like, this is like the 50th time he's declared that he's never playing for the NFL again. And then the same day he's like, nah, I'm working on it. I'll be back. And it's like, I don't know what's going on through that man's head.
That dude is one teenage group of teenagers stealing his helmet and him chasing after them and then beating him up in an alley away from just snapping.
Oh my god! It took me a second, but I got it.
It's all full circle.
Like, what team wants to? Like, he's really talented. Like, if he's on the field and can play for you, he's top 5 talent. But
yeah.
I just don't. I don't know.
The Packers.
Not only
the Packers.
Oh, dear God! I don't know what would happen to that locker room if Antonio Brown got in there.
Oh, dude, could you imagine Rodgers and Antonio?
Oh my God, Antonio Brown yelling at Aaron Rodgers because he's not throwing to him.
I would love to be there when Antonio Brown eventually calls Aaron Rodgers a cracker. That is front row ticket. Like,
that would be some random fat Packers fan and a cheesehead just pulling out a gun and assassinating Antonio Brown. Like, no. I don't know who would want Antonio Brown with the baggage that he brings, and now you're gonna have the media circus follow him.
Hear me out.
Oh God, here comes the Pittsburgh Steelers reunion.
No, they're a team that could use a wide receiver right now, and they're still in the playoff hunt. The Oakland Raiders could really use Antonio Brown.
I thought you were serious for a second.
No, absolutely not.
Wait, what if he came back though? That would be hilarious.
What if he went to the Bills?
No, it's like, I'll play for you now.
Yeah.
Because he threw a little temper tantrum. It's like, I'm getting word Antonio Brown has been traded to the Bills, and he's like, no, never mind.
Dude, that night on Twitter was one of my favorite nights in sports.
That was one of the nights where I was freaking exhausted. I remember it because I went to bed at like 10:30, and it happened all around like 11:30. I woke up, and I'm like, how long have I been sleeping? What is going on?
Twitter exploded when that happened. That is one of my favorite sports moments on Twitter. To this day, one of my favorite tweets is when that happened, and it was a caption Antonio Brown, and it was the video of R. Kelly. He's like, "I'm fighting for my life out here," and he was like crying and everything. To this day, one of my favorite tweets.
I freaking missed it all, man.
Oh man,
I was so confused when I woke up, and I was like, wait a minute, Antonio Brown to the Bill? No, he's not. I don't know what's going on. I was so ticked.
All right, Matt. Now we can talk about how bad the Browns are.
They're bad. They're bad.
So, like, last episode we had, I think I talked about how if you have a rookie head coach, you expect rookie mistakes, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with a team losing because of rookie mistakes from a rookie head coach.
Yeah.
When it comes to, not using your timeouts or not challenging the correct plays, I'm fine with it. It sucks, but I'm fine with it. What I'm not fine with is those happening and all the other inefficiencies that happen from someone who, if you've been around the game of football for 2 years, would know. It's just this small, simple things, just like not stacking your 2 star wide receivers right on top of each other and having them run the same exact routes multiple times. The inability to realize that your check down running backs are such a viable option that you just don't even use them. I really wanted Freddie Kitchens to work. I think if you give him...
There comes a point where everything, it's like, all right, I can handle a few things being inefficient, but when, like, this many things is inefficient, it's like, okay, maybe you're just not good.
Right. Yeah, I really wanted Freddie Kitchens to work. I think if you give him another year, he might show signs of promise. I don't think you can give him another year, though, just based off of what we've seen and based off like the mood in the locker room now. You just can't lose guys like this, especially when they're so young and so talented. You can't lose guys when you have a head coach like this. And it sucks because, once again, we're going through this head coaching cycle again. But I just think that Todd Monken and Freddie Kitchens both need to go, because I don't really want to see Todd Monken as a head coach either, because I think air raid offenses are just so stupid. I really don't like air raid offenses. West Coast offenses, while I hate short passes all the time, it's obvious like that's what helps guys like Baker succeed when they're having confidence issues. I just literally anything besides those 2 guys right now, and also Greg Williams. Those are and also Hugh Jackson. But
how about Mike McCarthy?
So Matt, I did want to talk to you about that. I did have a tweet.
Yeah.
About.
Is it in the drafts or is it published?
No, it's published, and you and I talked about this on Twitter. How many picks would you give up to trade for Andy Reid? And you and I talked, and you're like, well, he's.
Oh yes.
He's never even won a championship, a championship game, let alone went to the Super Bowl or anything like that.
He did go to the Super Bowl 1 year.
With the Eagles, right? Or no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Patriots Eagles.
Okay,
1 year.
yeah. But
the TO year.
Yes. Okay, that's right. But I don't know, dude. I just look at what the Chiefs are doing right now and how they are just excelling with Matt Moore as their quarterback, and it's just like, okay, so you don't really need Patrick Mahomes. You need a guy who hasn't started in 3 or 4 years to just lead your team, and you'll just.
Here's the thing, though, with Matt Moore. When he played the Packers, I was like, okay, this is a new quarterback in a system we haven't seen him in before. It's kind of hard to plan for him. But then Matt Moore came in the next week. I don't remember who the Chiefs played. I remember watching them, and they won. Who did the Chiefs play last week?
Let me look. They played the Vikings.
The Vikings,
which is
a solid team. One of the hotter, one of the hotter teams.
Mm-hmm.
And
2 really good defenses back to back.
Yeah, solid. And it's like, Okay, okay. Like I don't know what to say. I was like shocked that the Chiefs were in that game because I thought Matt Moore was going to look awful. He was going to go back to the Carolina Panthers, Miami Dolphins Matt Moore, where it's like, all right, he's solid for in-game substitution or like starting for 1 week while someone's hurt, but
Right.
I mean, one more week to like really sell it, I guess. But I'm getting some Ryan Fitzpatrick vibes from Matt Moore,
Yeah,
folks.
it's just like good head coaches can make
Mm-hmm.
average players do good. Great head coaches can make average players excel. And that's exactly what Andy Reid is doing right now. He just understands like what his guys' limitations are and what he can and can't do, and he just goes with what he can do. He never makes them leave their comfort zone like Freddie Kitchens has made Baker
Mm-hmm.
Mayfield leave his comfort zone. And I think part of it is Baker's also nursing an arm injury of some sort. I think there's something. I think he heard it during the Titans game when he got slammed on his shoulder for like the 17th time. But
Yeah.
but no, there's some. I don't know how many draft picks I would trade for Andy Reid.
How many? Give me. What would
Because
you,
because
off the
you
top
would
of your
like
head, right now? What would you give up?
hold on, you would think that the Chiefs wouldn't trade their head coach, but out of any non-tradable person, the coach is the most tradable.
Yeah. What would you give up right now in
I
the
would
Browns
give up
situation they're in right now?
I would give up a first round pick draft pick this year. I would give up a second round draft pick next year.
Do the Browns have multiple first round picks this year? They do,
No,
correct? They don't.
no.
I'm used to the Browns having like 4 first round picks. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I would give up a first, a third, and a second, and a first, a third this year, a second, and a fourth next year, for Andy Reid.
For Andy Reid,
Yes,
folks.
absolutely. I legitimately think Andy Reid is
That's a lot of picks.
besides Belichick.
Okay.
I don't know if you name me a better head coach in the NFL besides Belichick and maybe Harbaugh.
Matt LaFleur.
Okay, Matt LaFleur's done a great job. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just kidding. Sean Payton?
Yeah, but Peyton's also
Wait, you
had
said John Harbaugh? Like, seriously?
You don't think
With the
Harbaugh's a
Ravens?
great coach?
I think he's solid. I think he's a little overrated.
Okay, that's fair. Shanahan maybe. Um, Pete Carroll.
No! Oh,
No,
God.
no.
I hate him so much. I hate Pete Carroll with a passion.
Yeah,
Ah,
dude. Andy Reid's a top five coach, if not top three.
right.
And
Yeah, I get it.
but I obviously the Browns won't trade for him and the Chiefs won't trade him. But man, I would love to see the Browns do something like that because it's different. You don't really see trading for coaches. And the
Yeah.
last time, well, Doc Rivers got traded. And besides that, what was it? Ozzie Guillen from the White Sox got traded to the Marlins, I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Yeah, but you don't really see head coaches and managers get traded like that. And I'd love to see
Wasn't
that.
there rumors that the Saints were going to trade Sean Payton at one
Yeah,
point?
yeah.
That would have been funny.
There's also the what would you trade for Brad Stevens when the Celtics had Isaiah Thomas
Oh,
and
God. Yeah. That was. Yeah, that's a talking
it
point.
was there was also if you had a draft, how many players would you pick over Brad Stevens? Um,
A lot.
yeah, yeah. All right. But that leads me into two things, Matt. I'll let you talk about the Browns after I ask you these two
For
questions.
sure. Yes.
I also put out this tweet last night.
Ooh. Hot tweets.
The name I've heard over and over again is Josh McDaniels. Has there ever been a more overused term than that just leads to no results whatsoever than this guy has either played under
Mm-hmm.
Brady, played for Belichick, coached under Belichick, learned from Belichick. Has there ever been a more overused term from the Patriots, specifically the Brady and Belichick coaching tree and player
Right.
tree, than this guy will help your team? Because I can't think of one guy. I say so. Here's the thing: Saban is from the Belichick coaching tree, but he's never had success in the NFL.
Yeah.
Uh,
He was on the
yeah,
Dolphins,
he was on the
right?
Dolphins. Yes.
In like 04, 05 or
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a time.
Let me look at the Belichick coaching tree, because
Jesus, man, that's a
it
big tree.
scares me. It scares me that I that people keep up bringing Josh McDaniels, And
That's the biggest name I'm afraid of when it comes to the Belichick tree right now because we saw him in Denver. Was he the one that wanted Tebow?
was it McDaniels? I hope
I
not.
know he was. I know he was the coach when Tebow was a thing, when it was Tebow and Orton,
Hmm.
and then the whole thing of like taking the Colts head coach job, and then he's like, "Oh frick, never mind, I'm going to stay here on the Patriots." It's like,
Yeah.
and how many of Bill Belichick's like offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators
That's what
have
I'm looking at right
gone
now.
on success? Like Matt Patricia is a little too early to call. I mean, he's done
And
okay
he's
things with
he's kind
Detroit.
of under succeeding with what's a
Oh
decent
yeah,
team.
yeah.
And so I'm looking at a few coaches right here. Pat Hill, he was the head coach for Fresno State University. Matt,
I don't even know who that is.
Kirk Furnitz, head coach for the University of Maine and the University of
Ooh,
Iowa.
Stephen King's favorite team.
He's actually been with the University of Iowa for the past 20 years. So I mean,
Iowa, nice. That's an underwhelming Big
uh,
Ten team.
Bill O'Brien, who I think by all Texans
Dear
fans,
God, everyone hates that dude.
everybody hates him, and that team just succeeds in spite of him.
Right.
Oh, here's a great head coach that we're familiar of, Romeo Crennel. Um,
Oh, what a legend.
really, really okay defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs
Yeah.
because of how bad their defense is. He's done a fine job with them.
Hmm.
Horrible with the Browns. Horrible
Oh
with the
yeah.
Chiefs.
I,
Uh,
I'm surprised he's still alive, to be honest, because he looked like he was gonna die soon when he was on the Browns.
Oh, perfect example. Not only did he lead the powerhouse football team of Kansas University, but Charlie Weiss was also the head coach of Notre Dame for 4 years, and
Charlie
that
Weiss.
tenure went really well. Eric Mangini,
Yeah.
he had a couple good years with the Jets in like a very mediocre year with the Browns with a really bad team. Yeah,
I kind of have a soft spot for Mangini still, so I'd
Al,
say he's probably the best name I've heard so far.
yes, Al Groh,
Who?
Wake Forest University, coached the New York Jets in 2000. University of Virginia, Matt Patricia, we know who he is. Mike Vrabel, current Tennessee Titans coach, he's probably out
Ugh.
the door soon.
Yeah.
Um, it, the only guy who I see right now that besides Mangini, and obviously Saban has done what he's done, but he never did in the
Right.
NFL, is Josh McDaniels, who with the Denver Broncos was not good. He 11-20 record. Now, granted, he had Tim Tebow as his quarterback, but
And Kyle Orton.
oh, okay, I give him a
Yikes.
little pass there. That is a rough duo right there.
I Yeah, I might buy into the Tebow mania if my only option was Kyle Orton. Like, shoot, at least let me sell some tickets really quick.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
I mean, it worked for 1 year, I guess, when Tebow went on a run of sucking for the first 3 quarters, and then when everyone thought it was garbage time, he would somehow manage to come back.
When he had that slant to, I think it was like Emmanuel Sanders,
Demarius Thomas. It
Demarius
was Demarius
Thomas,
Thomas
like an 82-yard first drive of
against the Steelers.
that was such a happy moment for me.
And then getting absolutely obliterated by the Patriots the next week.
But no, it's just like the only name that like McDaniels is honestly the only guy who I do think can succeed in the NFL, and here's why.
Yeah.
What he's done with that offense is incredible. He has
Okay.
extended Brady's career. He's extended Brady's good years by at least another 3 years. The way that offense can just open up short, quick passes that caters to Brady's play set and Brady's and the way Brady sees the field and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, part of that is just Brady, being incredible. But Josh McDaniels is a huge part of that.
Mm-hmm.
He's the reason why I do think that he can succeed because he caters to what his players are good at and
Right.
doesn't force them to do what they're bad at in game and hopefully get better.
Yeah.
It still boggles my mind that people play soft zone defense on Patriots wide receivers, but the Patriots wide receivers just take 10, 11-yard passes every single time on the sideline. It's incredible
Yeah.
to me that defenses don't understand. Hey, if you double up Julian Edelman on third and fourth and medium to long, that Brady suddenly has nobody to go to. But if you don't cover up Edelman, he's wide open over the middle every single time for at least 13 to 15 yards. It's bizarre to me that teams don't only understand that, but Josh McDaniels gets away with it every single time.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. And that's why I do think he can succeed. I don't know if he would come to the Browns just of how much of a mess this place is.
Oh, I wouldn't.
But with all the talent that all the talent that this franchise has, I don't see why you couldn't.
Yeah. Oh, Bruce Arians said no.
No, they said no to Bruce Arians.
Really?
Yes.
Is that how it worked?
Yes. And Bruce Arians.
Because it sounded like Arians wanted to go to the Browns.
Really wanted to go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now he's with Jameis Winston. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And they can be scrawling together. And so going from Josh McDaniels, I know you said that the Packers needed a culture change and that he was a fine head coach, but he wasn't anything special. What would you think of Mike McCarthy being on this team?
Dude, listen, I got nothing bad to say about Mike McCarthy, all right?
Okay.
I just think him and Aaron Rodgers...
That's a huge part of why he's gone, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. There was some... Because he was the play caller for us, there were some questionable play calls, and it just got to the point his last year where Aaron Rodgers was just audibling everything he was calling.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a mess. But, yeah, just Aaron's like, yeah, we're not doing that. And he's not the worst play caller, I think. I think McCarthy definitely deserves another shot. I don't think he's a bad coach at all. I think he can be a really solid coach again.
If he handed off the play calling to somebody else, would you be on board for McCarthy coming to the Browns?
We saw McCarthy hand the play calling off to someone else, and he was somehow worse than what McCarthy was doing for Rodgers. I think McCarthy's a fine play caller, but I also think he could benefit with handing it off. I would love to see McCarthy on the Browns because I think
wow,
I think it could work.
All
no,
right.
There's so many Packers fans that hate McCarthy just because they're like Aaron Rodgers zombies, and they're like, I like anything he likes. It's like, no, they had a disagreement. They've had enough of each other over the years. They haven't made it to the Super Bowl since what was it 2010? Mm-hmm. So it was a few years. They were getting heated. They both wanted to win. They both had different visions of how to get there. You know, so
the Packers need a culture change.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So okay,
I think it'll eventually work out for both of them. I think McCarthy I think he'll find a good place somewhere soon.
Okay,
it could be the Browns.
McCarthy's now in my top 3 coaching candidates now that I want. So obviously, I think McDaniels is probably number 1, and for some reason I really want Lincoln Riley as number 2. I don't know how well he would translate to the Oklahoma.
Is that the Oklahoma dude? Yeah.
But I don't think he would come to the NFL.
I always get scared about college coaches coming to the NFL.
I do too. There's
Let's get Les Miles.
Hey man.
Just for the post-game interviews, all right? Those might be fun.
Yeah, I'm down with it. Why not? Why not? I just look at him eating grass the entire time. Yeah.
All right, Casey, I got something for you.
Okay.
Brandon Weeden is better than Baker Mayfield. Change my mind.
So false. Brandon Weeden did not look incredible his first season. Brandon Weeden looked like probably one of the worst NFL quarterbacks his second season. Baker Mayfield looked incredible his first season. Looked like a below-average quarterback his second season. Brandon Weeden got stuck under an American flag. Baker Mayfield got a bunch of commercials. Brandon Weeden, his only option was to throw it to Josh Gordon and just see what happens. Baker Mayfield can distribute the ball to everybody when the play calling is fine. Pros for Baker Mayfield, he didn't have Pat Shurmur as his head coach. That you can't hold that against Brandon Weeden. Anything else? Brandon Weeden barely beat out Colt McCoy as the quarterback. Okay.
All right. All right, fine. I guess I'll have to change your mind. Brandon Weeden.
I can't wait.
All right. Number 1, and this is my hardest hitting point, folks.
Okay.
Brandon Weeden was really good at one thing, and that was getting the ball to Josh Gordon.
Oh, no. No, he wasn't. He was bad at that.
He can get the ball to Josh Gordon, folks. Brandon Weeden made sure Josh Gordon got the ball. Why is Baker Mayfield? It's impossible for him to give the ball to Odell Beckham.
Ball to Josh Gordon.
This is also true. This is also helping my point. But why? I don't care how bad the play calling is. Baker Mayfield needs to get the ball to Odell Beckham Jr. more. Baker Mayfield is getting tunnel vision. I saw it a ton the last game. Mm-hmm. Who are we playing? The freaking the Broncos. Dear God, I thought this was an easy win. Freaking Brandon Allen. We lost to some guy named Brandon Allen who never played an NFL game before.
Not even Kyle Allen, but
And
Brandon
he
Allen.
looked right. He looked better than Baker.
I want to go that far. Baker's looked fine these past couple games. It's been
No, man, it's ticking me off how he's locked on one receiver and he looks
yeah,
nowhere
that is the
else.
problem.
Holy cow.
That is the weird thing about Baker because last year he distributed the ball to everybody all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and now
Yes.
he's getting locked on one guy. I don't know if it's just that he wants to get the ball out quick because he doesn't trust his offensive line, which I totally get because the
Yeah.
offensive line has been horrible. I don't care what
Mm-hmm.
PFF says. The other part is besides Jarvis Landry, and I get that Odell's on the field, but he has dropped so many passes this year. Who
Mm-hmm.
can Baker Mayfield trust? Because for some reason, Freddie Kitchens is not playing Hollywood Higgins, which Higgins showed in
I mean, yeah.
not only last year, not only in the preseason, not only in the first couple of drives with the Titans, that he's just an integral part of this offense. For some reason, Freddie Kitchens hasn't played with him. We got Antonio Callaway who has stone hands and might be might be dumber than Josh Gordon.
Dear God, is he on Greg Little territory, folks?
It just it's weird. I don't know if he just has another receiver that he can trust besides Jarvis.
Yeah, and this was my whole reason of bringing up the whole Whedon is better than Baker. It's just I wanted to mention it's so hard for me to grasp how many targets has Odell Beckham had, and I've seen him a lot of times where he's focused on freaking what's our tight end's name? Freaking what's that dude's name?
Besides David Njoku.
Yeah, because
So
he's hurt.
We have Demetrius Harris and Ricky Seals.
Demetrius Harris. That dude's always looking at Demetrius Harris, who's freaking locked down, and then I'm looking at the corner of my eye, and I'm like, Odell's open right now, and Baker's not even looking his way at all. Like it should be your quarterback should always have a quick look to an elite receiver like Odell Beckham or Jarvis Landry, because I think Jarvis Landry was an elite receiver when he was a Dolphin, and he took a reduced role to be next to Odell Beckham. Well, like Jarvis is still a number one guy.
Like I was saying earlier, is one, Freddie Kitchens is stacking those guys right on top of each other, which
Yeah.
I hate. I get if it's like a pick play or something, but it's not. They're literally running the same exact route, just like 3 yards away from each other. I don't understand it.
I feel like it's just a nice thing for the freaking graphics guys on the TV to be like, oh, and look at this. This is Odell and Jarvis. Did you know they were best friends at LSU? Because they bring that up at least 40 times a game, and I'm like, oh my God, I get it. Ticks me off.
So it's obvious Baker has, I don't know if I want to call it the yips, but he's just having a hard time. I don't know if it's just reading or just he's just having a hard time just not making mental mistakes. And I think that's what it is right now. I think it's mental mistakes that any quarterback can come over, especially a guy who's in his sophomore year and is under a lot of duress with a bad offensive line, a bad offensive play calling, and most likely some sort of injury. But I don't know.
This is how I see Browns fans reacting to Baker Mayfield. There's a bunch of people that are already like calling him a bust and saying he was fake, which I can't stand. It's like you cannot place all the blame on Baker Mayfield for how this season has gone because there's so many other factors. And then there's other people that don't want to blame him for anything, which I think is just as hurtful because it's like
so stupid.
Even Baker Mayfield would be the first person to tell you he's been sucking recently. And he's frustrated, and you can tell. I mean, he wants to succeed here. He wants to do good things for this team.
Right.
It's like that's how I see the two Browns fans going, and it's like this dude's young. This dude's young on a very inexperienced team.
People are like talking like, oh yeah, let's try and just tank and get Joe Burrow. And it's just like, no.
What? No, don't ruin Joe Burrow.
Accomplish nothing. That would
You're going to ruin Baker and Joe Burrow with one fell swoop.
Now, if the Browns want to take the Patriots approach and draft a quarterback this year in like the 4th or 5th round, I'm totally fine with it.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, especially and give Baker a little competition. Like, there's a few interesting QB prospects that could be left there in this year's draft. But like, we can't be talking about drafting another quarterback, especially with what Baker has done last year, and still he's done a lot.
If you give up on him this quick, that's just dumb.
He's not played horrible these past couple games against the Patriots and Broncos. It's just the play calling is just okay. So let's look at the Patriots game, Matt. Actually,
Yes.
let's just look at the Browns. The Browns in general this year.
Oh boy, that's a trip.
No, I do not want to look at the 2018 season. That started off
Why?
horrible.
That
All
was
right,
a fun.
start off with the Titans. They were in the Titans game, which had Titans have a great defense. They were in that game until about halfway through the third quarter when it all just fell apart.
Yeah.
Okay, the Titans
Hmm.
then went on to just absolutely run house on them. Whatever. This team was just probably too amped up. The play calling was not great. Play calling on the very first drive looked like
The
well,
very first drive, I'm like, oh, this
this is
dang,
how it's
dude,
going
they're
to
going
be
to the Super Bowl.
all season. I don't know what. Actually, I do know what changed from that. They're not using their running backs as checkdowns. That kills every single defense. The way the Browns are just so explosive, they can blow the lid off the defense, but the defense can
Yeah.
control the lid. They can't control where the running back is. So I don't know why they strayed away from that. All right, so they get run on by the Titans after about being halfway in it through the third quarter. They beat the Jets on a very ugly game.
That was
They lose to the Rams in a very ugly game that they should have won.
yeah.
They run house on the Ravens somehow, and then they lose to
Yeah.
the 49ers. Now, take apart that 49ers game. They were in it the second quarter, and then what happens? Instead of it being a 14-10 game,
Antonio Callaway freaking dropped that easy touchdown, a perfect throw from Baker.
suddenly a 21-3 game, an absolute deflating game that once again, I think the Browns could have done that. Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't that good. I think the Browns could have stayed in that. Sure, the 49ers defense was incredible, but you could have
Right.
made some offensive adjustments there like a good coach did, but we didn't. Seahawks game. Browns looked incredible.
They should have won that bad boy.
They just completely blew it against the Seahawks. Going to the Patriots game, Browns were in that game the entire time. The offensive play calling was horrible, and also the Browns were giving 5-yard cushions on every single Patriots wide receiver on third down, and that made me really mad. And then suddenly it's this Broncos game, a game they should have ran the house on the Broncos. Even the Broncos still have a solid defense. I'm not taking that away from them. It's okay for how bad that team is.
Yeah.
The play calling was just not there. It all leads to the play calling. It all leads to this team's been in
That's
this game.
the biggest problem with this team.
This team
like,
has been in
I don't
every
think
single game, and the play calling just takes away from it. Like you can your defense can only do so much until it just starts falling apart because
defense has been like I don't even want to hate on the defense
I won't
too
give
much.
the defense excuses. They've been very soft in the run game this year.
Yes.
But
they're keeping this team in games for a lot of mistakes. And the defense has made a ton of stupid penalties.
Yes.
And they've also had a bunch of stupid penalties called on them.
Which also falls on the head coach once again.
Yeah.
But they've been in every single game. They just haven't executed when they need to. And that's where your head coach is supposed to matter.
And this is another thing. Like, everyone's already giving up on this Browns season because we lost to the Broncos, right? Like, obviously everyone was expecting the Browns to win this game. This should have been an easy win. Mm-hmm. But it's like we still got 2 games against Cincinnati. We got 2 games against an iffy Pittsburgh team.
A game against
the Bills.
A game against the
Bills'
Dolphins.
record is not 6-2.
No.
Bills' record should not be 6-2. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving up on this team yet. Like, I'm not even counting out Freddie Kitchens to not bring this team together. I don't know how.
They could legitimately go on an 8-0 run and make the playoffs. And
they
that's
could,
not crazy. Look at this schedule. Bills, Browns, Steelers, Dolphins, Steelers, Bengals, Cardinals, Ravens, Bengals. There's not a definite loss there, and there's like
the hardest game is Baltimore, a team we already beat.
Yeah, a team they ran the house on, and honestly
so
made Lamar Jackson look not that good.
Right. So like, even if this team was to go 8-8, I'd look at that like, okay, we kind of had a lateral move from the season before, but if we go 8-8, do you fire Freddie Kitchens?
8-8 would make them go what, 6-2?
Yeah.
Yes, I'd still fire Freddie Kitchens.
It's so.
I'm leaning towards
firing him still too.
If they get a winning record, then I'm keeping him. But I need a winning record out of there. And but that's the thing. Like, if you go 6-2 after going 2-6, that's a heck of a turnaround.
Yeah.
But still, you shouldn't have went 2-6.
There's a lot of easy wins here.
Yes.
I'm not going to say easy wins.
There's a lot of should wins.
These are some soft teams.
I still think they should have won against the 49ers. They should have won against the Seahawks.
Seahawks, 100%.
I don't
Yeah.
think either of those teams are as good as what they've been playing. They should have won against the Rams. They should have they should have made a closer game, if not won against the Titans.
Yeah.
It's a lot of should haves. They should have beat the Patriots. Take away the first 3 plays of the Browns. You get a absolute freak play of Nick Chubb getting the ball kicked out of his arms.
That was hilarious.
You can watch a franchise and watch a franchise for 10 years and see maybe 3 plays like that the entire 10 years. Next play, Nick Chubb gets fumbled or gets the ball knocked out from him behind. That's not on the Browns. That's just the Patriots being
That's
a really good team.
Play.
Incredible play. Okay, those are going to happen against your team, especially against an incredible team like the Patriots. You just take it how it is. The very next play, the offensive line gets blown up. I have never seen a player in the backfield as quick as, I forget who it was, but the Baker pitch, which everybody's saying it was going to Nick Chubb, it wasn't going to Nick Chubb. You could obviously it was going to Jarvis Landry the way he was moving, who was literally right there next to the lineman. It gets picked off because the lineman got demolished. I've never seen a lineman that far in the backfield by the time the snap is like that far off. You take out those 3 plays, and okay, two of them are really good plays by the Patriots. One of them shouldn't have happened, and the other's a freak play. Browns win that game. Like,
I'm not gonna go that far, but I mean, I was surprised for how close it was. I couldn't get over that Nick Chubb fumble. The first one. I don't know how the frick that happened.
I was surprised how inefficient they made the Patriots offense look like it sometimes.
Yeah.
And how at other times it was just like, how did you not know that play was coming? Like, come on. It's the Patriots.
The Patriots offense has looked a little flat
these
past few weeks.
Especially against the Ravens.
Oh, yeah. But I'm not worried about the Patriots, really.
They're probably going to make the Super Bowl. That defense.
Yeah, they still got another game against Miami and Buffalo and freaking the Jets, so they're good.
And the Bengals.
Dear God, yeah, they already clinched.
Yeah. All right. Actually, I want one more thing to talk about the NFL. Do you have anything else you want to talk about the NFL?
No, I'm good.
This is going to be a very hot take and a very unpopular opinion.
Oh, boy. I'm going to like this.
I like how the NFL has handled... I don't like how they've handled it, but... No, you know what? Screw it. I'll go with it. I like how they've handled the pass interference challenge. What I was afraid of this year coming in was every single pass play being called for pass interference, because every single pass play does have pass interference.
I think it was necessary because if we were to like slow-mo everything, it's like, oh, we see a hand on him, you know.
That's
what it was going to make. It was going to make it out of control. Hail Mary attempts are going to go up, and they're going to call interference every time. No time on the clock, free play down, game over on a 1-yard rushing touchdown. That's what I was afraid of coming into the season.
Exactly.
And how they've handled it eliminates that. I still think it was better off not being a challengeable thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's obvious.
But how they're handling it, it's annoying, but it's like, what do you want them to do?
Right, exactly. They're not going to call it on just like a normal pass play, because every single pass play has pass interference, so that would just make the game suck. But they're only going to call it on absolute blatant pass interferences, like
and that's how it should be.
Like the Rams versus Saints. That's absolutely how it should be. That's the only time they're going to call it. I think it's unpopular, but that's the way to handle it. That's the way to make sure that this game doesn't get absolutely ruined by challenges. So,
yeah, and they're staying consistent, which I like, and it's not a thing where it's like some officials are like doing ticky-tack interference and reversing them, and some aren't. They're all staying consistent, which I like. And as long as coaches and players have a baseline of what to expect when challenging this, and your expectations of if this should get reversed, I'm pretty sure everyone at this point has a good idea of what will get reversed and what won't. Like a lot of times when people are challenging these pass interferences, it's the coach trying to like stick up for their players and like kind of tell the rest like, hey, that was a missed call kind of thing. And it's like they're not actually expecting to get this challenge reversed kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's been overcalled 9 times out of how many? Does it say how many? 63. Completely fine with that. That's
higher than I actually thought it was going to be.
Yeah, me too. I'm kind of surprised that you agree with me there. I know it's a very unpopular opinion. I know like a lot of people.
Dude, it's more entertaining when I disagree with you.
You know.
Dang it.
All right, it's all right. You gave the hot take of Brandon Weeden being better than Baker Mayfield, so.
I mean, changed my mind. You didn't change it really.
You didn't change my mind either. So
What? Another thing, all right. Colt McCoy, Brandon Whedon, all right. Freaking Tyrod Taylor, okay? That's
okay,
all I got to
Tyrod
say.
Taylor is better than Colt McCoy or Brandon Whedon.
Who has an NFL team this year? Does Tyrod Taylor have an NFL team?
Yes, he's
No,
with
no,
the
really, does
Chargers.
he?
Yes.
Oh, frick.
Yeah.
Why does this number keep calling me? Hello. Now we're keeping this. Hi. Oh, frick. Can I call you back? Thank you.
Say your professor or
Okay.
somebody.
No, that was like an actual phone call. Okay. I was about to roast him for entertainment, but I was like, oh, shoot.
All right, Matt. Well, I don't have
Oh, that's
anything else
funny.
to. I don't have anything else to talk about NFL wise.
Nah.
I don't know if you do.
Yeah, that was exhausting,
That
actually.
was exhausting. I got very hyped.
Yeah, I'm a little angry.
Okay. All right.
Browns
Especially
are.
since when I talked about how the Seahawks lost to the Packers or beat the Packers with that fumble and everything. All right. All right, Matt.
Yikes.
We have a final segment here. It looks like you have a mini game
Boom.
for me.
Yes.
Oh boy.
And I tested this out with my brother,
Mm.
and he struggled, all right? And we're going to test your Browns knowledge, all right?
Oh. All right. I'll keep my hands behind my head just so you don't
Yeah,
see me
don't
typing.
look nothing up, because if you look it up, then, I mean, that's all I did was look it up. So, all right. How well do you know your Browns wide receivers, Casey?
Oh no.
And I'm going from 1999 to present, all right?
Oh, it's gonna be rough in these first few years, but go ahead.
I am going to tell you, can you list me the top 10 Cleveland Browns receiving yards leaders from 1999 to present?
In order or just list the 10
Just
guys?
name them, and I'll check them off as you get them.
Okay.
And yeah, it's rough. Let me just say, number 10 only has 1,745 receiving yards, and number 1 only has 3,836 passing yards or
Give me a
receiving
receiver.
yards.
All
Sorry.
right, so Josh Gordon's on there.
Yes, he's
Our
number
our,
4.
our tight ends on this.
Yes.
Oh crap.
Josh Gordon, 4th with 3,106 yards.
Braylon Edwards is on there.
Yeah, he's number 2. Catching only 47% of his passes, by the way.
Quincy Morgan.
Yes. The greatest receiver of all time, Quincy Morgan, number 7.
Number 7.
He only had 2,000.
Kellen Winslow.
Yes, the rapist is number 5 on our list.
um,
Yeah, it's
see.
getting rough, right? You didn't even get number 1.
Is number 1 obvious or is it like?
I would guess his name eventually. It's not obvious.
All right, I don't want to ask for a hint yet.
I got hints of the years they played with the Browns, and then I could probably give you
All right, so who do I
additional
have
hints
so
from
far?
there.
Like what numbers?
You have number 2, Braylon Edwards, number 4, Josh Gordon, number 5, Kellen Winslow, and number 7, Quincy Morgan.
All right, so Jarvis Landry would not be on there yet.
By the end of this season, he will be, though.
Okay. Is Joe Juravicius on this list?
No, and I was expecting him to be at like an 8 or 9 spot,
Yeah,
but he
okay.
wasn't.
Oh boy.
Some
Let's
of
see.
these names are an embarrassment.
I don't think Muhammad Massaquoi got enough yards.
He did.
He did,
He was
really.
number 10.
Oh wow, Muhammad Massaquoi.
1,700 yards. And he only caught 42.9% of those bad boys. Yikes.
Oh my god, that team was horrible.
You still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is Jordan Cameron and Gary Barnage on these at all? I don't think Gary Barnage would be.
He is.
Really? Okay.
Gary Barnage is number 8.
Okay.
Jordan Cameron's not on the list.
Interesting. Let me think of other tight ends. I doubt David Njoku's on there. Boy, this is rough.
There's no more tight ends, I don't think.
It's only wide receivers.
And a running back.
Is Peyton Hillis the running back?
No.
Reuben Drones?
No. All right, the running back.
Reuben Jones is a shot in the dark there. Jamal Lewis wouldn't be it.
No.
Is it a more recent running back or he's still playing?
And let me just say he's probably owned in more than 50% of fantasy leagues. He played from 2015 to 2018.
Isaiah Crowell? Oh, Duke Johnson. Duke Johnson? Oh my God.
He has 2,170 receiving yards. He's
What
number
the
6.
heck?
Since this franchise has come back, he has the 6th most receiving yards. That is how bad this Browns franchise is.
Who am I missing now? Number 1 and number 6?
Number 1, number 3,
Number 3? Oh,
and number 9. Yeah, the top 2 names are callbacks, man. These are some names. And number 9 is just a shocker, to be honest.
All right, can I get a hint of when number 1 played?
Yeah, number 1 played from 1999 to 2003.
I'm not going to get that one.
You're not?
No,
It's such a good name. Should I just give it to you?
Hold on. So we had an Andre Davis, and then we had an Andre Davis. It's not one of the.
Yes, we had a linebacker Andre Davis and a wide receiver Andre Davis.
It's not
neither of them are on the list though.
Wow, I'm surprised the linebacker Andre Davis is not there.
He was number 14.
Is number 1 all of the cornerbacks that Brandon Weeden threw to?
All right, fella. All right. So that's a lot of talk for a Baker Mayfield supporter who's already got 12 interceptions. All right.
Who did Hoyer throw to?
Hoyer?
Is Hawkins on this list?
No, I thought he would be, because he spent a good amount of time with us.
Yeah. All right, so it's not Hawkins.
This list is really who suffered on the Browns the longest.
Brian Robisky wouldn't be on this list, I don't think.
No, I don't think he's on any list. All right, I'll give you a hint for number 9, just because this is a funny name. He played from 2011 to 2013.
2011? Not Greg Little.
Yes, it is.
Oh, my God.
Greg Little, number 9 on the Browns receiving yards leaders list, folks.
How many yards?
1,821.
All right, what years did 3 play in?
From 2000 to 2006. So he played with approximately 46 quarterbacks.
I think that's a little bit of an undersell.
And I'm rounding down. Yeah. So
number 1 played from 99 to 2003, you said?
Oh yeah. He played it with Butch Davis.
Boy.
Hey, stop. Sorry, my cat's being trash.
I don't know, Matt. Well, who's number 3?
All right, number 3 is a great name. One of the best punt returners of all time.
Josh Cribbs? No.
Dennis Northcutt, folks.
Oh my God! Oh, that name.
Number 3.
That name. Oh my God. That name
just brought me back to all the dropped punt returns that he missed for fumbles.
I completely forgot he was a person.
Yeah, 3,597 yards, folks, in 6 years with the Browns.
Wow, I have not heard Dennis Northcutt name in a while.
Julio Jones gets that in 2 seasons, by the way. Just saying. All right, you want me to just tell you who number 1 is?
Yeah, let me guess who number 1, because I'm going to hurt myself thinking.
It's Kevin Johnson.
Kevin Johnson, okay. All
he was one of the first Browns I really liked, because he was one of the first Browns where I'm like, I think we're wasting this guy's talent. And we were. But yeah, Greg Little was on this list. That was the catalyst for me wanting to do this. Yes, and he's number 3.
Wow. You know what? I'm proud. I got what? 6 7.
Oh yeah, you got most of them. I didn't know if you would get
I got 8 out of 10.
I didn't know if you would get Mohamed Massaquoi, but you got him.
That's my favorite, that guy was on the Browns. Oh yeah, we drafted him. He was a first round pick.
We thought he was going to be a Pro Bowl. Did he get a Pro Bowl?
I didn't.
There was 1 year where he got 1,000 yards, and then it was yikes.
There was one game against the Lions where Brady Quinn just threw nothing but streaks to him, and he eventually caught a few, and just really racked up his yard total. Yeah.
And there was 1, 2, 3, 4 of these 10 caught under 50% of their passes.
That list hurt.
Yeah, it did.
Thank you, Matt.
And for next episode, we can do running backs because
Reuben Drones.
That'll be. Yes, he's on the list.
Give
Spoiler.
Me Reuben Drones. Give me Reuben Drones. Give me Montario Hardesty. Give me,
Oh,
dude, I love Montario Hardesty. Spins McGee.
give me Chris Obanaya, and I'll
Chris
be good.
Obanaya. He was more of a fullback than a running back, but I'll
Listen, he
stick.
was a gamer, all right?
Lawrence
And that's all we need
Vickers.
to know.
He was a fullback.
Oh, my God. Lawrence Vickers. What a trooper.
All right, all right, Matt.
Browns are bad.
The Browns are bad. That's my takeaway from this show. That is what I've
Yeah.
learned today. That the
Bob
Browns,
Wickman and Browns are bad. That's
Bob Wickman,
that's the title of this
Andrew
podcast.
Bynum, and Dennis Northcutt, folks. You talk about a big three.
That's 3 Cleveland statues right there.
That
Wait, Andrew. Oh yeah, Andrew Bynum played for the Cavs. Never mind. Yeah, he gets a statue
yeah,
too,
yeah.
with his ice knees on the bench.
That is
That's his statue pose.
that is 29 and a half fingers there, folks. For those keeping score at home, and 10 of those are buttered. Actually, probably 19 and a half of those are buttered because Bob Wickman looks like he just kept butter on his hands all day and just
Oh,
let
that's a
them
big
off.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a migraine.
That was an adventure. Thank you for that, Matt.
Yeah, I don't know if you should be thanking me.
I'm not. But Matt, we made it. To, Matt, we made it to double digits. That means we're getting to be a serious podcast. Do you know what serious podcasts have, Matt?
Yikes. Advertisers?
They do have advertisers for any reason that you would like to advertise this garbage content that we put out every day. Not every day.
We're sponsored by eBay today.
Put that
All
away.
right,
They're not sponsoring us.
Oh yeah,
Nobody,
eBay.
Nobody gets
Get your
any
junk
free,
together.
Nobody gets any free advertising. I'm taking off this White Sox jersey. They don't get advertised. They're a trash organization, anyways.
This Kobe shirt isn't licensed.
I'm keeping. Oh nope, nope. Remington doesn't get any. Neither does Cleveland State.
Cleveland State. You know what? I got nothing good to say about
Cleveland State or futures be. No, that's Tracy. I don't remember what Cleveland State. I don't remember Cleveland State.
Give me your money.
Cleveland State, one of the best 30 dodgeball colleges in the nation, folks.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna bring it up sometime. There it is.
All right, Matt. To my pitch to advisors, if for any reason you'd like to sponsor this garbage content, we will make it worth your while. Yeah, that's all I got to say for that.
Advertisers. This boob is yours. I will write whatever you want on this boob.
That will get us demonetized and probably no advertisers.
I mean, if you draw enough on it, it won't look like a boob. I don't know. We'll talk to our graphics team. Team.
That's me.
Yeah. Case, get on it.
For any reason, we just put out hot garbage, because we are garbage podcast hosts, and we're okay with that.
Yeah. It's garbage. I don't know why you're watching this.
We make garbage podcasts for the American working man because that's who we are and that's who we care about. That's in that movie, Matt. In that movie.
Ooh, I know it.
No, don't look it up.
Hold on, give me.
Don't look it up.
Monsters Inc.
No, Tommy
Monsters
Boy.
Inc. Oh.
You should know. You should know
Monsters,
all about that movie. But yeah, no. We put out garbage content because, but we will be your boys. We will be your boys. But once again, we are garbage at this. We are like the. Never mind. I won't say that. I'm gonna type you what I just said. I'll get your reaction.
Gotcha. He's typing. He said the N-word, folks.
No, I did not. No, I did not.
Oh, this is gonna be underwhelming now. You type.
That's what I would.
Oh, dude! Speaking of that, I almost started this podcast with a pedophile joke, but
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't. All right, yeah, please sponsor us.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Matt.
Give us a call.
Matt, this was fun. We have a decade worth of podcasts or something like that.
If you watch one of these a year, you will be underwhelmed for a decade. So that's pretty cool.
You still won't see as much garbage as we have as Browns fans. But yeah, no, Matt, this was a fun 10th episode.
Yes.
You can find us on our twits and Utes and
it's coming.
And so we got at cbrownie_45 for my Twitter. At the Big Sale 45 on Twitch.
Yeah.
Matt, point down. On YouTube,
What do we got?
On YouTube, we got Matt Mamba And at Twitter, we have Fat Jackson Fan 24.
Oh God, there it is. Boom.
There it is. One day we're gonna have to just
I
talk.
thought.
We're gonna have to make a full episode about the Fat Jackson fan
Oh yeah.
days and the
Yes.
Canada sucks A days and.
Yeah, that 25 episode special right there.
All right.
Something, I don't think,
But hopefully we can do this again without the stretch of like 5 weeks. But you'll never know. We don't know. We don't know when we record. But yeah, no. Once again, thank you for watching. If you'd like to contact the show, information's up there. I won't say it because you probably won't.
911.
Yeah, no, you do not call that. That is for emergencies.
Advertisers, don't listen to that. I didn't say that.
Yes, no. But yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And as always, have a nice day.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. All right, have a good day.